Greetings, Magic players. This is Steve from Untapped Games. We're continuing looking at the Commander Anthology, and this is going to be a video about Evasive Maneuvers, the next deck. Alright, so Evasive Maneuvers is a deck that is about, it's a Bant deck, and it has a lot of flash creatures and flicker creatures and tap effects. It's a good trick deck. It's got a lot of little tricks in it. So let's see what we're in for here by looking at the commander. That usually gives you a good idea of what a deck is about. So Derevi, Imperial Tactician, of the 4 commanders in this anthology, probably the weakest, but that doesn't mean it's not cool. So it's green, a white, and a blue for a legendary creature, Bird Wizard, flying 2/3. Whenever Derevi enters the battlefield or a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may tap or untap target permanent. And for one green, a white, and a blue, put it onto the battlefield from the command zone. So that's kind of acts as like a flash, that last effect. It also gets around paying the extra commander cost for having this commander go into your graveyard, etc. Graveyard exile. You can put it into command zone, and then you have to keep track of how many times it's been put into command zone and increase its casting cost by 2 each time. But because of that ability, it's always going to be 4. So that's pretty nice, and you can get that trick. I mean, you can get that effect. Whenever it enters the battlefield or a creature deals combat damage, you can get that effect at instant speed that way. So that is pretty cool commander. So let's see what kind of a deck that goes into. So we have our land base here. We've got Azorius Chancery and a Guild Gate, Bant Panorama, Command Tower, Evolving Wilds, Fairy Conclave, Opal Palace, Rupture Spire, Salt Crusted Steppe, Seaside Citadel, Secluded Steppe, Sigeri Refuge, Selesnya Guildgate, Selesnya Sanctuary, Simic Guildgate, Temple of the False God, a Terramorphic Expanse, Transguild Promenade. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 islands, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forests. Okay. Then in the deck proper, we've got Airy Mystics, Curse of the Forsaken. I'll put them up near your camera. Darksteel Mutation, Fiend Hunter. We get a lot of ETB effects, enter the battlefield effects, sort of key off of some of the flicker stuff that's going to be happening in this deck. Rune of the Hidden Realm, backup commander. Rubinia Soulsinger, Angel of Finality, Flicker Form, Karmic Guide, Kurtar's Wrath, Mirror Entity, Tempt with Glory, Unexpectedly Absent, Azami, Lady of Scrolls, Blue Sun Zenith, Jin of Infinite Deceits, Dungeon Geists, Luzon Scholar General with the Horsemanship. It's a Portal 3 card, so Horsemanship was kind of like flying, except it's not flying. It's basically the same thing, except swap out the word flying for something else that doesn't interact with flying. Bane of Progress, Kazandu Tusk Caller, Phantom Nantuko, Ether Mage's Touch, Mercfiend Liege, Conjurer's Closet, Surveyor's Scope, Sword of the Perrons, Thousand Year Elixir, Flicker Wisp, some of those Enter the Battlefield shenanigans, Stone Cloaker, Arcane Denial for some control, Borrowing 10,000 Arrows. I think that is in the running for my favorite Magic card name of a card, also from Portal 3 Kingdoms. Draw a card for each tapped creature your target opponent controls at sorcery speed. Control Magic, Curse of Inertia, Deceiver Exarch, Diviner Spirit, Hada Spy Control, Thornwind Fairies, Wash Out, Wonder, Acidic Slime, Curse of Predation, Farhaven Elf, Crozin Grip, Presence of Gond, Restore, Leaf Drake Roost, Selesnya Charm, Skyward Eye Prophets, Winged Coatl, Mist Meadow Witch, Selesnya Guildmage, Azorius Keyrune, Basalt Monolith, Darksteel Ingot, Leonin Blade Trap, Pilgrim's Eye, Selesnya Signet, Simic Signet, Sol Ring, Swiftfoot Boots, Thunderstaff, and we got our tokens. We got a Knight token, we've got 2 Spirit tokens, we have 2 Elephant tokens, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Elf Warrior tokens, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Drake tokens. All right, and that's the Evasive Maneuvers deck. This deck is based around making it so that your opponent has trouble planning stuff because you're tapping their creatures, you're flickering your value cards, you're basically getting in a lot of little surprise things. Not all of them can be surprises because Derevi is just basically on board whenever she is in your command zone. So they know that you have tricks, and just in general, like most of this deck is either tricks, counters, or drawing into tricks and counters, and then just finishing your opponents with evasive threats is that's the name of the game here. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that opening, and we are on to the next one. I'll see you in the next video.